Hi guys, my name's Marie and this is my very first vlog. So I had a couple of friends that asked me to do this particular vlog. It was two projects that I worked on during lockdown. It was one, a fireplace, and two, a Hobby Lobby purchase that I made of two windows. So these projects are completed, they are installed, so I'm going back in time and I'm going to talk you through how I created these. First is my fireplace. I want to show you how I took it from a thrift shop find to the finished product. Then I would like to show you my Hobby Lobby purchase. I don't have a before picture of this window, so I'll try and find a similar one on the internet and take a picture of it. And this is the finished product. So let's begin. So the first thing I did when I brought my fireplace home was I gave it a really good clean. I washed it with dish detergent and water and I wringed out the rag and just gave it a really good wipe down, and believe me, it was way more dirtier than I thought it was. When I looked at that water, it looked like swamp water. Then I needed to give it a really good sand down because it had a really thick varnish on it. So I gave it a really good sand down with my sander, and then all the nooks and crannies I used sheet sandpaper. Then I added this embellishment that I bought from Hobby Lobby. It was about $6 and I glued it using Gorilla Glue, and then just to hold it in place until the glue took, I used masking tape to hold it in place. Then I added 2 coats of this grey stain. Sorry that the picture's sideways. After the stain had dried, I then added 2 coats of this cream coloured chalk paint. After the cream coloured chalk paint had dried, I then sanded it down just very lightly, and then I added 2 coats of this blue coloured chalk paint. Okay, so after the blue paint, I then gave it one last rub down with a fine sandpaper, wiped it down, and then gave it 2 coats of this matte clear sealant. After all the painting was finished, I then needed to create a false back in the fireplace. So I cut out this piece of wood and then I needed to attach the tiles to this wood. And what I used was E6000 glue. These are the name of the tiles that I used from Home Depot, and I needed 6 of these. And this cost me roughly $70 for these tiles. We then placed the fireplace in the bedroom so we could measure out where the TV exactly needed to go. Okay, so you might be wondering what this little hole is here. So it's actually hiding my cable box. So I had this box, which I cut the back out. I've inserted my cable box. Obviously, I didn't want this box showing because it doesn't go with my decor. So I popped to the thrift store. I cut out all the pages, which I've saved because they're actually really nice and old. So I might use those pages to cover a future project. And then I cut a little hole out of the spine. So now this is my hidden cable box. Ta-da! So I also wanted to show you all the cables that I am now hiding behind this false back. So this is all for our TV and our cable box, which now you can't see, nicely hidden, tucked away. I will actually be cutting out the baseboard down here and fitting this fireplace flush up against the wall, but we're actually having the carpet ripped out and having laminate wood flooring laid, so I'm not going to attempt to remove the baseboard until we've pulled up the carpet. Next, I'm going to be adding a pot at the bottom of the fireplace to add some greenery, so now I have to paint that. That's also another thrift shop find. so that was the finished fireplace. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below and let me know if you've done a project that's similar to that, because I'd actually really like to see. That's how I get my inspiration, and how I got my inspiration for this project was a coffee shop in Las Vegas called Gabby's. It's absolutely stunning inside, and the food and the coffee is great. If you haven't been, check it out. And that's where I got my inspiration from. So yeah, you can find inspiration in pretty much anything. So let me know if you've done a project similar to this. Now, moving on to the Hobby Lobby window. Okay, so these are my Hobby Lobby windows. When I purchased these, it was plain glass. So what I first did was I got some chalk paint and created this pattern by using a stencil. So I created that 2, 4, 6, 12 times over. And then I got some tissue paper that had a very faint newspaper print design on it. You can just see it. So I put that behind the stencil using Mod Podge, and that creates a really good barrier so no one can see in and we can't see out, because if we were to remove this, we'd be looking straight into our neighbour's dining room. So yeah, that's really nice way to get some privacy. We then braced the windows by adding a piece of wood that you can't actually see, and we attached the windows onto the piece of wood, and then we attached the windows actually into the wall at the top here. We used a staple gun, not a staple gun, we used a nail gun, sorry, to attach all the side pieces, and this was just to frame the window, and these were all purchased from Home Depot. So this piece up here, which creates a 3D look, is actually a piece of crown moulding. And then I added this shelf because our window comes down to about here. So I created this shelf to cover up the last piece of window. I then stained all the edges to match the frame of the window. Okay guys, so this is the finished project. Mounted over the original window. What do you think? Okay, so if you're thinking of doing a similar type of project such as this window, and you're going to permanently or semi-permanently cover up a window, please make sure that you do have an escape route in the event of a house fire or any type of emergency. Now my toilet room is right here, so I have a window here that I can escape from. Also my bedroom is right through there that I have a huge window that I can escape from also. So please think about that when you're working on a project. Okay, stay safe. Okay, so for the first project, we're going to go right. Okay, so for the first project, for the second project, I can't do that. This is the 9 o'clock news. So anyway, anywho, no. Anyway, let me know. Anyway, let me know what you thought about the fireplace. Okay, so let me know what you thought about the fireplace. Leave a comment below, down here, somewhere.